guys? This is DDP back to talk a little bit of Mavericks basketball with you. Here we are. We are ready for the lottery. Now, I know you guys might be a little bit ahead of me. I don't know what the stuff has come out yet. So, we're going to go through this, and regardless of where the Mavericks end up picking, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to basically determine what we think the future looks like for the Mavericks, regardless of what their pick is. So, while I finish getting everything set up here, let's see. I see a note of 12th pick and 9th pick. I'm assuming those are predictions here. Let me finish setting this up. I'm going to throw on a new graphic here just for the TV. Wait for it. Does that even fit? It fits. Perfect. What up, Gabe? So, my goal, what I'm going to set up here, is I'm going to try and get Any on the phone with us. And that will add to everything as well. You'll get Any's reaction. And depending on how good the news is, we will go from there. Mic is low? All right, let me make an adjustment. Hold on. All right, how's the mic now? Is that any better? Better, yes, no, maybe so. Let me know. Let's see. Shout out first in the house. We got Gleb. Abraham Young, what's good? Gleb predicting 12th pick. Abraham Young predicting 9th pick. Happy boy, can you update the pick? When the Mavericks get their pick in, yes, I will update and I will give you the bump by bump. I just saw I have an inaccurate crawler going across the screen. Throw that away. Yeah, there we go. So as we get the updates, I will tell you the picks. I will even try to throw something on the screen to give you an indication of what we're looking at. But we got to get to that point first. So, let's see here. Gabriel, what's good? Zion is going to get drafted by the Knicks. I'm actually hearing that if the Knicks do get the number 1 pick, they're going to trade it because they are, as of today, all in on the prospect of adding Anthony Davis. And to do that, they are willing to basically sell their soul for him. So they're going to give up Zion apparently immediately, which is a pretty ballsy move. I mean, Anthony Davis is great, but he's been in the league 6 or 7 years. He always has some kind of nagging injury. And I understand that a prospect may never reach his potential, but I still look at that and say, yeah, but you're kind of taking the guy who's already got some issues and who you're paying $40 million a year instead of the guy that you're getting for a rookie salary. So it is what it is. Greetings from the Philippines, Darreck. Oh, snap. Someone who actually uses my name. Greetings indeed, sir. Happy boy. Let's see here. Mavericks need to get lucky for sure. So here's a little bit of research I did for you guys ahead of time. So in the Mavericks, I believe 39 years at this point of team history. Sounds right to me. For some reason, I'm blanking on the very first part of my stat. Not a good way to lead in. But the Mavericks have been in the lottery for 14 seasons out of their combined history. And in that time, they have never, ever outperformed what they were statistically slated to do. By which I mean, if they were the 7th worst record in the NBA, they landed 7th 8 out of those 14 years. In 6 of those years, the remaining 6 of those years, they actually performed worse than their odds suggested they should, as was the case last year when Dallas had the 3rd worst odds, ended up getting the 5th pick, and because of that, they ended up having to give up an additional number 1 pick to get Luka Doncic, who they knew was their guy and who they knew should in all likelihood be there for them around number 3. So the entire situation was created just by the lottery gods continuing to frown upon us. So, you know what? I look at this and I view it as we're a little bit overdue. Little bit overdue when you look at a team's combined history, and if it wasn't for bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. We have never, ever outperformed what we were expected to do, and about half of the time, we've actually underperformed. And as a result of that, you have to start taking things with we're never going to have success of any kind in the lottery. That only works if you're like not even in it. Statistically, at some point, the pendulum has to swing back to an even playing field. And so for that reason, you know what? I'm going to look at it this way. Our number 1 overall pick, we still got our situation with Atlanta. We got to give them a number 1 pick. We dealt 2 picks for Kristaps Porzingis, ignoring the rest of his kind of crazy saga right now. But you still got 2 picks associated with him that you got to resolve. It's going to be a while, let alone the fact that we expect to be in the playoffs. Yeah, let alone the fact that we expect to be in the playoffs next year and for the foreseeable future. But it's going to be a while before the Mavericks have a top-tier pick again. So, please, basketball draft gods, let the pendulum swing back in our favor. Make this just a little bit more tolerable for us, because this has been some serious bull. Now, I haven't heard from any yet. Let me see. I'm going to shoot him a text real quick. I got the draft right. Let me make sure I got this setting right. Yep, that was backwards. There we go. Now I got sound for the thing. So I got it pulled up here. We are in the draft window. I'm starting to get nervous. It is absolutely 100% true, for sure, because we've got a fair bit on the line here. This could be a happy stream, or this could be a somewhat sobering stream, but we'll see. We'll play it out. ATL will get the number 1 pick and our pick. If that happens, then hell yeah. At that point, you have to look at it as Atlanta might have won that trade. I don't look at it as clear winning, because to me, it's not as black and white as like, here's your winner and here's your loser of every trade. No, it worked out for us. Getting Luka is an absolute winning. Getting a potential generational player is an absolute win. For Atlanta, Trae Young has shown that he can be a very quality player. Add in the fact that they could potentially, as you said, on their own terrible merit, get the number 1 pick potentially, and steal our pick, which could be as high as number 5. Yeah, at that point, you start to look at it and say, yeah, they might have finagled a great deal for themselves there. But we still don't lose the trade, because we still got Luka, which is a franchise changer and a foundation builder in its own right. So, let me look here. If we don't get Zion, we still have Luka and KP. Absolutely. And if KP can keep his head on straight and stay out of the headlines for a little bit, we'll be good. Mavs with the number 4 pick, I wish. Did you hear the number 2 pick in dress rehearsal? Asked Jason Bryant. Yes, I heard in the dress rehearsal for ESPN, the Mavericks got the number 2 pick. They have a 6% chance for number 1, a 26-point-something% chance of keeping their pick overall, which means a top 4 pick. And as they're showing here, Cynthia Marshall is who we sent. Apparently, Luka couldn't be reached for this. I don't know. Maybe Luka had no interest in coming out here. We send our CEO, who, nothing against Cynthia Marshall, but some people acting like we sent a fan favorite executive there is a little bit interesting to me, because I'm like, I know why we hired you. It was kind of a PC reactionary move to the whole situation with the sales department sexual harassment scandal and all that. And I think she's a good hire. Don't get me wrong. And I don't just mean for the boxes that it checks off in terms of public opinion. I think she's legitimately probably a good hire. But the people who are like, I think the Smoking Cuban said something in an article today talking about it. Maybe it was yesterday, talking about the Mavericks sending her there, and they framed it as she's a fan favorite, like the fan favorite executive from the front office. And I was kind of like, is she? What has she done? What has she done that gives fans a reaction of any kind? Now, obviously, if she walks away with like the number 1, 2, or 3 pick, let alone or a number 4, then yeah, absolutely. If she pulls that off, then sure, I will consider her a fan favorite too. And she's excited for this. She's bringing out every good luck charm she can think of, every personal good luck charm she has, whether it's a photo of her and her now husband on her first date in like the 70s, whether it's a ticket stub from Dirk's last home game. She's busting out everything she can think of. And, it is what it is. But are we jumping straight into this now? We're showing Zion. We got a guy up at the podium. All right, here comes the lottery pick. So I'm gonna look away from the chat for just a moment because I don't want to spoil it for myself as I do this. So we got Mark Tatum up here, NBA Deputy Commissioner. Boston Celtics get number 14. Considering they were, I get it, they were the 76ers pick, I guess it looks like. So, okay, Celtics get number 14. The Miami Heat get the number 13 pick. Oh, boy. I got to ignore the chat. It's going so fast, I'm actually afraid it's bad. Number 12, the Hornets. Okay, Charlotte Hornets. Kemba Walker's most likely former team. Wow, this is record speed. The Minnesota Timberwolves get the number 11 pick. Okay. Let me text Denny again here, see if he's good. See if he's walking himself near the ledge. So now we're to the number 10 pick. Atlanta Hawks get the 10th pick. So that means that we got 10th. Wow, so we fell back. That's what happened. Is that what happened? ESPN just said that Atlanta got the 10th pick. Got the 10th pick because of the Luka Doncic trade. So you're saying we fell back to 10th. So our history continued negative? Atlanta Hawks get the 8th pick as well. Wow. They still have the note on the board that Dallas keeps a top 4 pick. Chicago Bulls get the 7th. Dallas keeps pick if top 4. So I guess they just haven't updated that because we got Atlanta twice on the board. So obviously Atlanta got our pick. But Atlanta also, and their chance for number 1 for Zion, looks like they fell well short. Man. Number 6, the Phoenix Suns. Who the hell is going to get the... There's DeAndre Ayton. Man, Cynthia Marshall's good luck charms suck. Cleveland Cavaliers get the 5th pick. So now we're to the top 4. Dude, there's no way Lakers can get Zion. That would be the biggest BS. I would literally call it the biggest BS of the modern era. It would be like an untold BS level if that happens. All right, so Innie's not jumping on. So yeah, we've our pick for Luka out the window. Obviously, we know that. Man, that stinks, man. Mavericks history in the lottery continues to be really bad. Really bad. They fall back to 10th when they had the 7th best odds. Even though we wouldn't have got to keep pick 7, it just shows that's now 9 out of 15 years we fell back of where we were most likely to land. Jeez. If there wasn't bad luck, for the Mavericks, there would be no luck at all when it comes to the lottery. Knicks and Lakers, man. I really want to know, like, this is why people get really skeptical when you have freaking LA or the Knicks as the top destination. Like, all right, well, we know what the big market the Knicks are, and we know what kind of players they intend to be in free agency. But we also know with the Lakers, yeah, they're a train wreck right now. Hey, fun fact about the Lakers here. In their entire history, dating all the way back to Minneapolis, in that situation, they, from their origin in 1948 to 2013, missed the playoffs a grand total of 5 times. Since 2013, they've now missed 6 consecutive seasons. So 5 times ever, now 6 consecutive. They can't get a head coach. I mean, I know they got Vogel, but they couldn't get a head coach. They had all that drama there. They have all the drama regarding players and guys not really following LeBron. They missed the playoffs again. Oh, man. The Lakers, they have the origin and they have the history, yes, but they have been so irrelevant. I don't care that they got LeBron. They still couldn't even make the playoffs. And the best they could sign around LeBron was a bunch of scrubs. Rajon Rondo, that's annoying to me for other reasons that we'll come to find. But Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, like other than Ball and Kuzma, who are decent, I think Kuzma can be really good. I don't see much of value with the Lakers, and they signed a bunch of mid-tier scrubs. I felt like mid-tier decent dudes, and that was their team around LeBron. LeBron, whether he's exhausted or burnt out or whatever, he didn't work as hard this year, especially defensively. And so, yeah, Lakers missed the playoffs, and it is what it is. But, man, now here they are, the one time they have a really bad year. But don't worry, they also have LeBron. Oh, look, magically they're going to be in the top 4 now, and now they're going to be looking at a situation of possibly adding Zion. Like, good grief. Pivoting back to the Mavericks, I went on a Lakers tirade there. This closes the Luka Doncic trade. It sucks, man. I wanted one more year of a high-end lottery pick, and I wasn't. I mean, I was with those people trying to speak the whole Zion to Dallas thing into existence, but at the same time, I was like, just give me a top 4 pick. Top 3, they might keep it. If it's the 4th pick, maybe even the 3rd pick, they'll probably trade it. But just give me that, and maybe we can do something significant with it. And looks like that's not how it panned out. The freaking 10th pick. We already had the 7th best odds. At some point, you do start to wonder, right? Like, you do start to look at it and say, again, I laid out the history earlier. This is now 15 years that we've been in the draft lottery. In 9 of 15 years, we have fallen back from where we were statistically most likely to land. So we had the 3rd best odds last year at getting the number 1 pick. We ended up with number 5 because we fell from 3 to 5. We had to give up an extra first-round pick to get Luka Doncic. If we had just landed where we should have, we get Luka and we keep this year's pick, and think about how different things feel. Now this year, we're sitting here and we're like, okay, 7th best odds. Maybe they finally owe us. 8 years previous, not the previous 8 years, but 8 previous years through the lottery, we fell back of where we should have been, and the other 6, we stood the same. We've never advanced beyond our odds. Meanwhile, you can have the Chicago Bulls, back when Derrick Rose was coming out, have a 1% chance and land Derrick Rose, the hometown kid. Oh, how effing convenient. Actually, I don't think he's a hometown kid. But still, how convenient in that case that the big market gets that. The big market that has skins on the wall and gets the same kind of respect. Dallas doesn't get that respect because they've only got the 1 title. So let's see. We're at the Final 4 here. I know you guys are chirping about what's going on. Uh, man, it'd be hilarious if the Pelicans end up with the number one pick because now they have all the leverage in the world to move to Anthony Davis. Lakers get the number 4 pick. Okay. New York Knicks get the 3rd pick, so whatever. I'm glad they don't get Zion at least because they've been talking too much trash about the KP situation. Oh, wow. So the Pelicans do get the number 1 pick. Okay. Grizzlies get the number 2, so Pelicans get the number 1. Whew, okay, so the Pelicans are going to get Zion, which means they have now all the leverage in the world to move Anthony Davis. They will get literally anything and they want in a handbasket. And as a result of that, I don't know. The Knicks maybe will go balls to the wall for him. The Lakers will probably go balls to the wall for him. I bet you the Lakers offer the 4th pick as well and say, hey, here's another top 5 pick. Bring us Anthony Davis along with Kuzma and Ball and whatever. LeBron already said the whole team was up for sale before, so you might as well just roll with it. So, yeah, that's the NBA draft. The NBA draft lottery drawing. The Mavericks get shafted again. Go figure. And you know what? It is what it is. The Lakers didn't get the number 1 pick. That's cool. The Knicks didn't get the number 1 pick. That's cool. The Pelicans, do we start introducing a new conspiracy theory regarding the Pelicans now? Because if you think about it, when the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers got nixed, it was when the NBA owned the Pelicans because the actual owner had gone bankrupt. So when the NBA owned the Pelicans, then the Hornets, they vetoed that trade and sent him for a, arguably, I would say, lesser package to the Clippers. Now, I guess in that case, that kind of works against the theory of it being a conspiracy. But now here you are in a situation where, oh no, they're about to lose Anthony Davis, their one superstar. Oh no. And as he's on his way out the door, they're like, ha ha, here's Zion Williamson. Like, okay, all right, cool. I don't know. Maybe there's not enough there to be quite a conspiracy, but it is what it is. So now let's talk a little bit about it looks like it's just going to be me tonight because other people who wanted to call in, as we had discussed, now feel a little bit salty, but that's all right. I'll run for a few minutes with you guys more. So let's talk about this thing here. So the future of the Dallas Mavericks. Actually, let me hit up some comments here right before I jump into that. Should have lost one more effing game. This is stupid every effing year. Yeah, I would say so. Hey, first, last, drop the F-bombs in the chat. I know you're a mod, but drop that part. Censor out that one word or choose a lesser curse word and roll with it. That's my request. But I agree with you. Should we have lost one more game? Probably, but we weren't going to lose Dirk's last home game. We would have felt crappy about that too. Now I know right now tonight we'd be like, it was a worthwhile thing if it meant keeping the top 4 pick, but I don't know that it would have made that huge of a difference. Isaiah Hunt, bro, I'm done with the rigged NBA. Yeah, we feel this way all the time, dude. If you were here in 2006, you totally understand what that sentiment feels like because I was sick to my stomach for about 6 months after the 2006 season and the finals. And then we get 2007 season, number 1 seed overall, 67 wins. And then we lose in the first round to the Golden State Warriors. Just everything about that just was gross, just sucked. So I totally get where you're coming from, but we still have happy days, dude. We still got Luka. We got KP. We're good. I would have liked to have kept this lottery pick, but you know what? We're good. We'll survive. We still got $30 million in cap space. We still got possibly Kemba Walker, or if you're one of the guys who's in the camp of Nikola Vucevic, we got him in the wings. We could possibly add Chris Middleton. We have significant talent coming in, so hang tight. Don't be done with the NBA yet. William Phillips, this is crazy. Glad we are so cursed. Mavs get screwed every year. If Lakers win, Lakers thankfully did not. AD and Zion boy says Greenfire PTG. Yeah, but I bet they still moved AD. In fact, if anything, maybe you could argue AD is suddenly willing to stay. But AD and Boogie together didn't get them. I mean, I know it got them into the playoffs, but Boogie was gone by the time playoffs rolled around. And that was the one year AD actually won a playoff series. So it's big for them. They also probably now, well, they got Julius Randle. I bet he doesn't end up signing there now. So now Julius Randle, for those Mav fans who might be interested in Julius Randle, who I've been talking a lot and highly about in recent weeks, bet you anything he's going to now be a free agent, and now the chance of him re-signing with the Pelicans is now pretty much gone. Can catch him. Let's see here. Abraham Young. Pels got the number 1 pick. Yes, they did. Don't mind it at all as long as the Lakers don't get number 1. Pelicans and Memphis had the same record as us, and they went 1-2. Yeah, Gleh, that's a good call out. Yeah, the lottery gods continue to frown upon the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know what it is. I'm not a huge dude in karma, but maybe they look at the maybe they're looking at the front office, or rather the sales division scandal and pants DJ, and they go, no. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Let's give the pick over here. Oh, man. Bigger Mike. Wow, the Pelicans. Indeed. LA or New York didn't get it, so shrug. Yeah, big homie from the D says. How the hell are they going to market Zion in New Orleans? They'll do it because he'll be the new AD, because they either move AD or they end up doing something different. Super Sports Maniac. My Bulls got screwed big time. The Bulls did end up landing a lot lower than I thought they would, so... Yeah, Ed, I mean, welcome to the party, man. We're here at Dallas Market, obviously, as the Dallas prospect name suggests, and yeah, we got the shaft, so to speak, pretty well as well. So let's see here. Should have lost one more game. Could have had Zion. Dumb. Gonna go watch some Luka highlights. We're gonna be fine this year. Don't worry. Mavs and Pels are in the same division. Yup. That's a true call out, William Phillips. But divisions don't really matter in today's NBA. I mean, anyone who hangs up a division champion thing, it really doesn't matter. Because now the playoff seeding isn't even affected by those same stats, you know? Like, the 2006 playoff series against the Mavericks and the Spurs, the Mavericks were the 4 seed because the Spurs are in their division and they were the 1 seed. So the Mavericks had to play on the road in the Western Conference Finals against the Suns, and that changed the shakeup of everything. So the Mavs had a better record than the 2-seed Suns, but they fell lower because they weren't a division champ, and so it screwed up the whole thing, and so they made the adjustments. Divisions don't matter is what I'm saying. They really don't matter. They don't matter. So it's a factual statement, and yes, that means we might see him 1 or 2 more games tops a year, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not worried about it. Divisions should be pretty much eliminated at this point in the NBA. Not conferences, divisions. It's different. What if Zion becomes a bust, asks Abraham Young. I would be shocked if Zion becomes a bust, but at the same time, I have seen other prospects come out who I thought were not surefire, but I thought they had a really good chance of being a pretty damn good player, and it just never materialized. So you got to see what you got to see. There's obviously that chance. I don't mind seeing Zion 4 times a year. Cowboys X Factor. Hi, DDP. Was good. No pick for Mavs, but I'm good with Luka. Exactly. So if you're sulking a little bit, rest assured, hang tight. We can always go watch some Luka Doncic highlights. Your future, yet to be named, Rookie of the Year, Luka Doncic. And I'll tell you what, Luka Doncic, hear me now, quote me later. In the next 3 years, Luka Doncic is an NBA MVP. That is my prediction. Now, is that a little bit hurt by losing Zion in this case? Or Jarrett Culver or RJ Barrett or another guy that has been surging into the top 5 look here lately? Sure. It doesn't help in that situation, but you know what? Here's something else to consider, guys. Think about this. So I know someone earlier in this was calling out, oh, Atlanta's going to get the number 1 pick, and then they're going to get our pick as well, which might be 5 or 6. That didn't happen. Atlanta got 8 and 10. Atlanta had better odds at number 1 than we did. They had a 10.5% chance, I believe. 8 and 10. So I know they took our 10th, but that's not bad. Like, the worst case scenario now when you talk about, like, oh, who won the Luka Doncic Trae Young trade? Worst case scenario to me now, I think it's a push. I think both teams win. And that's mostly because I don't think I could be proven wrong. I don't think it's a super deep draft. I don't think it's a super deep lottery. I've been saying the whole time, I always felt like it was somewhere between 3 to 4 players deep anyway. I was saying that before I even, I was saying that mid-season when we were talking about this. So before I even knew how it was going to pan out as far as the Mavs record and what their possible chances would be, that's what I was calling out. So the deal is done. The trade with Atlanta is now closed. The Luka Doncic, Trae Young thing. We now know the full picture. It is what it is. I agree with Kent Ketchum here. The 10th overall pick for Luka, take that every single day. 100%. That's exactly the positive way to look at this, by the way, Kent. Good call out. So, keep that in mind. It didn't work out like we wanted, like we hoped, but you know what? We still got a pretty freaking sweet deal in the whole situation. Also, we drafted the Unicorn with the Knicks trade. And if the Unicorn can stop hurting his hand punching Russian thugs after he gets jumped and hit over the head with a chair in a Latvian nightclub, then we'll be great. If he can just kind of hang tight and do his thing, we'll be good. Luka Doncic is over there on Instagram doing pretty much dude perfect shots and working out with Casey Smith, and then you got all the stuff following KP. It's like, okay, KP, look over here to Luka, see what he's doing, and let's do a little bit more of that. Pick up Fortnite. I don't care. You're 23. You're a kid too. Divisions don't matter. 2011 Mavs weren't division champs yet won the title. Exactly. Glare. Oh my God, he's in our division. Yes, he is. But again, divisions don't really matter. I'm not that concerned with division. And even then, it's the playoffs that matter. It's not that. I mean, I know you're talking about possibly because you face him a time or two extra a year, maybe an extra loss or two. But you know what? It's an 82-game season. It shouldn't come down to one game anyway. The NBA hates the Mavs and Cuban, and that's why they never give us credit. I mean, they don't like us. Certainly David Stern didn't like us, and I will fight you to the death that the 2006 NBA Finals were poorly officiated. I will not say rigged, but I will say poorly officiated and certainly favoring Miami more so than anything. But current era with the NBA and Adam Silver, I don't think they hate the Mavericks. Maybe you can say them looking at the story with Pants DJ and the sales team and marketing team or whatever and all that stuff that was going on. Yeah, maybe you can look at that and you can say they didn't want to give us the number 1 overall pick, but shit. I mean, we've already talked earlier about how they'll give New Orleans all the opportunities in the world as far as that when they owned when they were the basically what's the phrase I'm looking for? Power of attorney, might as well say, over the Hornets at the time, still New Orleans. They blocked the Chris Paul trade, so to the Lakers. They ended up taking the Clippers deal instead, but still something worth considering. My hot take, Luka will be better than Zion. Oh, no, is better than Zion. Yeah, today I'd take that bet. Yeah, for sure. And yes, we are still getting 2 free agents this offseason. Take a deep breath, all. Agreed. Well done screwing the tank on the last season. Oh, on the last month. Yeah, they won a couple games late in the year, and yes, you could say, hey, if you don't win a couple of those games, yeah. I think kind of what it got down to was as the team saw Dirk's window closing, where they won something like 5 of their last 10, which obviously hurt in terms of this. But I do think people looked at it and said, like the players looked at it and said, Dirk's career is winding down here, and they wanted to play hard and they wanted to try and win for him. And you saw that especially in his last home game against the Clippers. No, not Clippers. Clippers? No. Who was it against? Jamal Crawford was there, so I wanted to say Clippers, but I know that's not right. Suns? Whatever, Jamal Crawford. When he brought them back single-handedly, you saw the team kind of rise up and make sure that didn't get too out of hand. So something to consider there. It is what it is. But hey, the deal is closed. Luka for Trey is done. Yeah, I know you might say, well, we don't know who the players are yet, DDP, so we can't say that the trade is done. And because we don't know who the players are, we got to see who they pick before we actually... True. But at 8 and 10, I don't think they're getting world beaters. They're just not. They might get decent players who can be rotational, but they're not going to pick something up the quality of Trae Young. They're not going to pick something up certainly the quality of Zion or a Luka. So the deal's done. We know what we have. We know what it is. Yeah, our next two, now we pivot immediately. Our next two number 1 picks go to the Knicks. But here's the thing. We're about to add either Kemba Walker or Middleton or Vucevic. That's not as much exciting to me. But if we were to add him, sure. And a Patrick Beverly or a Danny Green or someone like that. We're about to add stone cold killers to this team. And with Luka and KP, we are going back to the playoffs, which means as of next year, those number 1 picks are going to be in the 20s. They don't matter. They're not lottery. They mean nothing. Nothing. Our foundation is set. Would it have been nice to add one more piece to it over there? Sure. I tried to speak that into existence just today, but that's not how it panned out. So we know what we got. We're good. We have tell you this. Look around the league right now. Aside from the teams that are still playing or like the top tier contenders, look at all the guys, all the teams who didn't make the playoffs, all the teams who maybe made the playoffs but got bounced in the first round. How many of them do you think would kill to have Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis as well as $30 million in cap space? 20 years old, 23 years old. $30 million in cap space. The future for the Mavericks is bright. And I would say it's brighter than even like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, Paul George had the best season of his career. Yeah, Russell Westbrook averaged another triple-double. Didn't do it especially efficiently, but whatever. Yeah, they did that, but they got bounced in 5 games to Portland in the first round. And now you're looking at them and you're like, bro, you don't have any cap space. You're going to have to deal Steven Adams and or Dennis Schroeder this offseason just to open things up a little bit for you. Your future is in all kinds of questions. Do you think they would not kill to have what we have right now? I know tonight didn't pan out like we wanted, but there's no reason to get worked up or to be fearful. We're good. We're good. You know what? I'm gonna do my next TPN segment, which I'm gonna put forth. I'm gonna start on that this weekend. We're talking about this specific topic, and we're gonna get creative. So hang tight for that. Let me see. Before I sign off, let me hit up some more comments here. Mavs will be okay. Luka's better than Young, says Cowboys X Factor. At least the Knicks didn't get Zion, says Edu San Juan 777. Can't catch him. Oh yeah, can't wait till Stephen A. Smith tomorrow. He was begging for Zion. Stephen A. Smith is a hack, but yes, it's nice to see him not get his way. Yep, that's going to help us a lot. All the Dirk retirement thingy. I'm also extremely happy Atlanta got 2 crappy picks. That's probably the best silver lining we can look at other than our own current foundation. Saints fans now wonder if this makes up for the missed pass interference call. No, it doesn't. The Pelicans are the stepchild, the redheaded stepchild of that family in New Orleans. They like them, but they're not going to, go out of their mind for them the way they do the Saints. Can't catch them. Well, not next year. We can't lose back-to-back first-round picks, so we keep next year's pick. Good call out. So we'll lose the 2021 pick, then keep 2022, then lose 2023. All right, good clarification. I'll double-check that as well. And apparently the only time won the coin flip. We got Mark Aguirre instead of Isaiah Thomas. Interesting. OKC is Fubarbed. Effed. I'll take effed. Eduardo, bro. Ed is for friends. There you go, Eduardo. Sorry, Ed. I don't qualify for that. I was trying to say your username. Thinking we maybe didn't get nothing because we have Luka and Porzingis. Exactly. Our foundation is good. Our future is bright. Hang tight. Ride this out. Tonight didn't go the way it could have perfectly in an ideal sense of a world gone. But you know what? We're good, and we're going to be good. So hang tight. No sweat. And that's going to do it for my time here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Future's bright. Don't worry about it. But remember, above all, every legend was once a prospect. Salute.